Humans, welcome. I am the herald of the Now look at me. And welcome back to the Culture Guys channel. It's your boy Mike Nix. Man, I had to take time out to make this video. Quincy Jones passed away at the age of 91 a couple days ago. And I felt like I would be, man, it's something that it's a video that I thought about what I should say in terms of like his greatness and what he's contributed to all things in the entertainment business, in the industry. When you talk about legacy, that's what we're talking about. Quincy Jones. If you don't know, Quincy Jones was a legendary producer. A 28-time Grammy winner. He produced. There's so many accomplishments he has, and I'll run through a few of his most notable accomplishments for real, because it's just way too many, man. But 28-time Grammy winner. He produced the soundtrack for Roots, the movie. He wrote on The Color Purple. It cast Oprah, of course. Big movie, big part of when we talk about culture. When I sit here and I talk to y'all about the culture, but I, stem from one culture, of course, which is Black American culture, and he is a king in amongst kings in that culture. He helped produce some of the greatest soundtracks of my lifetime and people before me. And he started out with Soul Bossa Nova, which then became the Austin Powers theme song. That's Quincy Jones. That's a Soul Bossa Nova, and I think somebody came and kind of mixed it a little bit, and that became the Austin Powers theme song, which then became #1 spot for Ludacris, who was, I believe, #1 at the time. You know what I'm saying? Ludacris was killing it. I gotta make a separate video for that, man. If y'all don't know who Ludacris is, he's one of the most underrated rappers of the past generation, from the 90s into the early 2000s, man. It's crazy. But anyway, this is about Quincy Jones. Because I'll go off on a whole rant about Ludacris, man. Don't even get me started. He EP'd for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, if you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? He helped write for that. He helped produce the theme song for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and got Will Smith onto the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We wouldn't even have the Fresh Prince if it wasn't for Quincy Jones, man. That's crazy. We wouldn't have Roots. We wouldn't have The Color Purple. We wouldn't have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He produced We Are the World. It was a joint song that had all of the biggest singers at the time, from R&B, soul, rock, all on one song to do kind of like a tribute, kind of like a donation song to the world, you know what I'm saying? And big song at the time, man. It was huge. He brought all that together. He produced that. And then we get into some things that he's most known for. You know what I'm saying? Now, most people don't know that he produced for like a lot of shows back then. Sanford and Son was one of them. The Sanford and Son theme song, he produced the theme song for that. Again, king of the culture, man. Like, these are staples of the culture that, I'm talking about, like Black culture, that if he did not put these together and produce these things, man, there's so many story arcs and so many people's lives that are changed because of just what he produced, just him alone, But most notably, obviously, is his work with Michael Jackson, the great king of pop, the greatest entertainer that has ever graced this planet. Okay, the gods will agree. And his relationship with Mike was, they said it was tumultuous. Now, I've seen years ago, I've seen all kind of documentaries of behind the scenes with Thriller. I think I've seen all of them at this point, unless it's something new that came out in like the last 2 or 3 years. But I remember seeing the real behind the scenes Thriller, and him and Mike had a real close relationship. But you mind you, they worked together in close quarters to work on music for years, man. They worked on Mike's first 3 solo albums together. You feel me? We're talking Off the Wall, Thriller, and of course, Bad. But before any of that, he worked with Mike on The Wiz, which is a play off of The Wizard of Oz, but with black folk, you know what I'm saying? And Michael Jackson, of course, played the Scarecrow. And Quincy got Mike jumped off of that into his first solo album, which was Off the Wall, which then, of course, the rest is history when it comes to MJ. You know, I don't even have to, it's self-explanatory. But that impact that he's had on the culture, it has ripple effects for so many things and so much music and so many parts of our lives and the people that were raised up with that music, that I had to come in here and make a video about it and just say a little bit of something about Quincy Jones and the impact he had on all of our lives. You know, a lot of times I feel like we don't give the people that are part of the culture their flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? And it's too late now. But I feel like 28 Grammy wins. I mean, I feel like he did get his flowers while he was here. You know, he's got a documentary, by the way, on Netflix right now called Quincy. And I suggest y'all check it out. And any other documentary you can find on Netflix about his life, and especially when it comes to him and Mike. If you can find anything on him and Mike's relationship, man, it's so cool. And it shows like a real life relationship between a producer and an artist that's as big as Mike is. And even as big as Mike was, Quincy saw what he was going to be early on. He saw that Mike was a superstar. He just had it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a rare, rare talent. So that's all I got to say, man. You know, shouts out to you if you were raised and grew up on any of that music. You know what I'm saying? Share your stories and share your comments down below. And that's all I got, man. You know, rest in peace to Quincy Jones. And may the gods of culture welcome you with a warm embrace as you cross over into paradise.